Hello guys and girls, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Horizons. Oh yes, I am currently in my mine trying to grab myself a bit of this very nice gravel because we're going to be using a fair bit of it today and hopefully be able to make some funky things. Unfortunately my plants haven't grown yet, but who knows, that could happen at any point during this episode, so I'm hoping we're going to get ourselves some very magical croppage going down, but who knows, we'll just have to wait and see about that. Maybe we'll get some coal or some redstone, who knows. But I'm currently in my mine, as you can see. I've mined quite a bit of stuff around here. This goes on for ages. This is where I've got all my stuff from over the last episode or two. And I think I have enough gravel. Yeah, we've got like a stack and a bit. We've got tons of this stuff. So let's get a wiggle on. Now it's currently nighttime, I think, so it's going to be a little bit evil out there. But we should be able to do perfectly fine. Going to make my way back, have a little sleep, and then we will crack on with the tasks at hand. Unfortunately though, because it's nighttime, it means that there's going to be loads and loads of bad guys that we're going to have to sort out before we can get cracking, because they do like to gather around my base. That is always the way of things. Now, in the last episode, we made ourselves a few thermal expansion machines, which is cool, because they're going to definitely help us. We're going to do a few more of that today. There's loads and loads of mana creepers and these guys all around my base. Hopefully they're going to go away once we have a sleep. But we're going to make a few more thermal expansion goodies. We're going to start cracking on with our Tinker's Construct today, as I believe now is a good time to be doing that, and that's why we've got all of this very nice stuff. I'm going to quickly have a cup of tea because we forgot to do that last episode. Yeah, mate. And it is morning, so when is there? Jesus! Look how many guys there are! I didn't even realise that was that many. We should probably clear out the ones underneath the base. Let's go do this first. Otherwise they're going to moan the whole episode. Do their whole thing. Oh look, there's loads of stuff there as well. I wonder why that's there. Oh, someone dropped it. Oh, looks like it. Ah, very nice. Looks like it came from a spider. Oh, this guy's going to really cause issues. It's the time when you wish you had a bow. We'll just slowly take him around here. Come follow me, young green man. We're going to go on an adventure of types. Come on, come on, come on, keep following me. I really don't want to fight you there because you're going to blow up all my stuff. Maybe we'll have a little fight out here. Yeah, I think this is close enough. Come on, my friend. It's time to do your thing. I know you're going to get angry and explode. Yeah, there we go. Cool beans. So, let's go around, pick that stuff up, the loot, and then we'll get cracking. I've been able to get a load of good stuff from all my plants and flowers over there, which seems to be sustaining me pretty nicely. I was worried at first that maybe because we haven't got a huge farm, we're going to have an issue with food, but that seems to do really well, and these guys are really, really saturating. They last for absolutely ages, and some arcane stone. Cool beans. Alright, so, in the last episode, we did all this. We made a load of ore. I've tried to cook up like most of the stuff I can. It's still currently doing it, I think, and something's still going. Yeah, we've got copper going in there. Now, I did manage to get some ferrous, which is nice. Wherever that's hiding out, somewhere around here we'll have some ferrous. There it is. And we were going to use that to make a one of these crushing devices from thermal expansion. Now, I've actually decided against it. I was going to make a terrain smasher by making an Invar pickaxe, but I've actually decided that we're not going to do that. We're going to do a different way of doing it, because I'd quite like to hold on to my Invar for a later date. So, we're going to make another thermal expansion machine instead. We're going to make ourselves the igneous extruder, which is going to be very good for getting obsidian. Now, I'm not going to be making obsidian tools, but I am going to be using the obsidian to make ourselves a couple of other different types of metals, which is cool. So, let's crack on and do this. So, the igneous extruder is going to need a few things. It's going to need glass, it's going to need a pneumatic servo, it's going to need some tin, it's going to need a piston, so we're going to need some wood, we're going to need some cobble, we're going to need some redstone, so we'll grab this. We'll grab the wood. I think we literally just have enough wood there. We'll grab our redstone, which we're very quickly running out of, so hopefully we'll be able to get around that at some point. Cadmium ore. Nice. We need some copper probably somewhere down the line. A few bits of gold. We'll probably need some iron. That'll probably do, I guess. Maybe some lead. Who knows? Cool. Alrighty, so igneous extruder. Need a pneumatic servo, which requires these guys. And was that tin? I think we're going to need tin as well. Alright, we'll grab some tin. I'm going to have to really sort this out because we're getting a load of different modded ores, which can always be a bit of a little bit of hassle sometimes. So we'll grab one of these. Why can I? Oh, we need the glass as well. We need glass. We'll grab glass. Cool. So let's try this again, shall we? So pneumatic servo. There we go. One of those guys there. We'll grab ourselves a machine frame. Cool beans. And we'll grab ourselves a piston. Ba-bam, ba-bam. And that should be enough to be doing this, as long as we've still got enough glass, which we have. Nice. So the igneous extruder will allow you to make some pretty funky things. The good thing about the igneous extruder is that it does not require power. So I'm going to plop this guy over here. We can see that we've got different types of things this can make. It can make cobblestone, it can make stone, and it can make obsidian. Now, each different type on these guys requires a certain amount of lava, and it requires a certain amount of water for it to work. Obsidian needing the highest amount, which I believe is a bucket of each to do that, whereas the others will use a lot less. So we're going to go with obsidian because that's what we want. Now we need to connect this guy up using our fluid ducts, and we've already got some here, so I'm just going to bring this around the back like that, and I believe the back is generally, yeah, I think that's alright. Is that fine? Yeah, that's going to be fine. Cool. It's kind of weird that that went in there actually, because that should have been an output because that was set as orange, but okie dokie. So, actually no, that's the back, isn't it? So, now we just need to get the lava for this guy. Now, I'm going to make myself a couple of other thermal expansion things. We'll make some portable tanks, because these are going to come in very handy. We need some copper and we need some glass, which means we're going to probably need a little bit more glass as well. Now, I've got some sand in here, so let's go and cook this guy up. I'm just going to turn this off for the time being. We'll just swap this out like that, and that will do fine. Wait for this to stop doing its thing. I'm going to turn that off for a time being, just so we can put our pulverized tin back in there, and then we can get cracking. Cool. So we've already got enough for one. I want to make two of these. So we'll make one portable tank first. There we go. And we'll wait for the rest and make one more, because these guys are really, really handy, especially when you upgrade them to the highest of tier. They come in mega handy. So we'll grab another portable tank. Hey, there we go. So if I pop this guy down, let's have a look at a portable tank, shall we? So put it down here. We can see the portable tank can hold 8,000 MB, which is 8 buckets, each bucket being 1,000 MB. Now it has two different modes. You have input and output mode. If we was to hit it with our crescent hammer, you'll see that the color will change. There we go. We can do the same on the bottom as well. So blue is always going to be your input, orange is going to be your output. There we go. And if we shift and right click, we can pick up our portable tank. Very nice. And we'll put back in here our pulverized tin and get this guy going again. There we go. Cool beans. So we need to go find some lava, and I do remember there being some lava around this way somewhere. I got a bucket, I have. So let's make our way over here, and we'll grab ourselves some lava. Now I want to try and fill both of these guys up with lava, and then we will then we'll get cracking, and we'll use one lava for our Tinker's Construct, and we'll use another lot of lava for our igneous dude, who's going to very much enjoy that, because that will give us a load of obsidian to be making some funky stuff with our Tinker's Construct. Now hopefully there's going to be enough lava over here for us to do that. I think there will be, which will be good. Then we're going to make ourselves some awesome tools from Tinker's Construct. Oh yeah. Now I have a couple of different ways of doing it. We can either go for speed, or we can go for a decent amount of durability, or we can go kind of half and half. I'm going to probably go towards speed, because I think speed with Tinker's Construct is one of the major things, seeing as you can always get yourself the repair upgrade with a bit of moss. So, and that's probably going to be more handy. So let's get rid of this piece here. We'll grab our portable tanks. Yes, we shall. And I'm going to put one here, and we'll put another one here. There we are. And we're going to grab ourselves some buckets. Yes, and get filling these guys. So remember that they can hold 8,000. You'll see that each time we pick it up and put it in there, it'll be going up by 1,000 to the highest being 8,000, which is 8 buckets. Yes, cool beans. We're currently on 6, 7, and 8. And we'll do the same for this one. So hopefully we can get a decent amount of lava from this pool. I'm pretty sure we can. And the good thing with these is once they're filled up, you can still pick them up and move them around, and obviously they're going to retain their inventory, which is good. One more will do it. There we are. So let's grab our crescent hammer, and we will take these guys back home with us. Cool beans. And we should see now that we have 2 portable tanks, each holding 8,000 MB of fluid that is lava. So I decided that I want to do with Tinker's Constructors. We're going to make ourselves a tool that will allow us to mine in the Nether, because there's 2 ores in the Nether, which are the kind of the highest tier that you can mine. There is the last tier of metal, which requires both of those, but that is a compound, as you could call it, because you have to mix the 2 together, and that will give us that, which is the Mynillion, or whatever you want to call it. There's many different names for it. Mallion, one of the 2. But we'll make that, and then we'll have the highest tier of metal, and all will be well. I'm going to have another fruit salad to keep us going, because we're getting a little bit hungry. And then we'll be rocking and rolling. I might also make a sawmill, because a sawmill is going to come in handy for our wood. Now, I generally don't make a sawmill, but I always, on every playthrough, have an issue with running out of wood, because I always forget to make a tree farm. It's just one of the last things I always do. So it might be worth cracking on and making one of those as well, and they're fairly cheap as well. So we'll pop that in there, and we'll set this to output, and then we'll see the lava going in there, and bam, we're making obsidian. Well, hey, so we'll leave that doing its thing. Let's crack on with this now. So we need clay, we need gravel, and we need sand. So let's go grab some sand from out here, and I might just grab it from under my base, so that way we don't go messing up the general aesthetics of the land, because I really like this. I've said it many times, I think it looks really funky, and I don't want to go messing the beach up too much. So we'll grab a load of sand from down here. This will be used to make our seared bricks, and then we can make ourselves our smeltery controller, we can make our smeltery tank, and possibly we'll make some glass. I don't know if I want to make some glass. We could do. I guess it kind of makes it look a little bit nicer, doesn't it, if you have some glass in there, and then you can also see what you're actually cooking up, which is handy. So we'll go around here, and we'll make one of these guys. I don't know if I want to put a timer on it. We have got extra utilities in, I believe, so it means that we probably could make a timer for it. If we've got it on here, we want the we don't want the block update, we want the redstone clock, so we'd need some marble, or just some stone, some redstone, so we might make one of these. That could come in pretty handy. Alrighty, so for our sand, we'll throw our gravel, and we'll throw in our clay, and this guy will give us grout. We'll take a load of this, gives us 50 bits of grout, which I think is going to be more than enough for this, and we're still cooking this up. If these guys ran out, they have, so let's go get some coal as well, and we'll get this cooking. Eventually we'll come up with a better way of doing this, but for the time being these guys work fine. Yeah, that seems to be pretty cool. So let's have a sleep, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Yeah, we should be able to get a fairly decent amount from this as well. So I'm going to turn this guy off once again. We'll take out our pulverized tin, and we'll throw in our grout, and that's going to start cooking up and giving us loads of seared bricks, which is nice. Now, while that's doing that, we should probably get on and make this sawmill, because I really want to make one. So we'll go back to thermal expansion, which is all to do with, and we'll have a look, and we want to make the sawmill, which is this guy here. So we're going to need an iron axe, which I believe I have some sticks on me. I do, and I have some iron, so we'll make one of these guys first. Cool beans, there we go, 1 iron axe. We're going to make ourselves another machine frame, which probably means we're going to need some more sand to get some glass. Yeah, we are a little bit low. Let's go grab a little bit more quickly, and we'll take it from over this side this time. There we go. Cool beans, that should be more than enough. And we'll do this inside our one of our copper furnaces. Why not? I think I need a little bit more coal for those as well, but we still haven't got anything growing on these guys, so I'm hoping we're going to have something at some point and we can rely on these, but it really depends on their on how quickly they grow. If they grow fast, then that's not too bad, but it doesn't look like they're growing too fast at the minute, so we can only really hope. So let's put that in there, that guy in there. We'll split this up and put it in both. Cool beans. And how are we doing on our seared bricks? We're getting a fairly decent amount of seared bricks, which is nice. So we'll go over here and we'll grab some of the glass that's coming out from these guys. And the first one, we're going to need 4 so we can make a machine frame. So let's make ourselves a machine frame. There is an ender guy around here somewhere. I just heard him to the left of me. He is doing something. We need a redstone guy here. Oh, so we're going to need some gold. We'll grab a piece of gold. Make one of these. Now, unfortunately, this one does need power to work, but that's fine. And we need a couple of planks of wood. Have we got wood? We haven't got wood, no. No, we've not got wood. That's fine. We can go grab some wood very quickly. We have set up the trees over here to be able to do that, which is nice. But this is the whole idea of getting the sawmill, because the sawmill allow us to get absolutely tons of wood from our trees, which is much better. There we go. And that should give us the wood that we need to be making this guy. Now I was thinking about what I want to do in the long run with all of this, and I come to the conclusion that I would like to make a factory. Yes, I've never made like a full-on factory of type for a reason. Now, I don't know what that reason could be. There needs to be a reason. Maybe it's going to be we'd make a factory that would hold all the different types of plants, all these guys, and we'd have a continuous amount of ore for everything being manufactured. Like a complete overhaul of ore and diamonds and everything being manufactured in this giant factory, and I can just walk in and it's bam, it's everything's there in front of me. I think that could be so good, and we could use all the rest of the mods to be doing that. We use rotary craft because we need to start using rotary craft at one point, and rotary craft is one thing I want to show off because a lot of people really don't understand rotary craft, and I don't blame them. Rotary craft is not an easy mod by any means to get your head around. Now let's throw back some of this stuff in here so we can make a little space. We're getting very much filled up with the rubbishes. Let's put you guys in here. Gunpowder. Yeah, there we go. Cool beans. Free up a little bit of space, why not? So we've got our wooden planks now, so we should have all the bits that we need to make this guy. What are we missing? We've got our redstone reception coil, we've got our things, we've got our planks. We're missing glass. No, we're missing wood, we're missing copper. Ah, it's because we've got an axe, that's why. Remember with some of these, when you shift and right click, if an item generally has a durability bar, the chances are 9 times out of 10 you can't use the shift click for it because it always has a different ID number. So there we go, we've got a sawmill. Now let's plonk this guy here. Why not? There we go. We'll do that, and he's going to make a load of wood for us, and I might even go ahead and change the top to a output, and then we'll put another chest on top of this guy. There we go. Cool beans, and we'll throw a little chest on top, and then we should be good to be going. I should have really made that wood with this guy. That was the whole point of it. Oh well. So the sawmill is awesome. You can put in oak wood planks, it'll go and saw it up, and you'll find in here that you'll get sawdust and you'll get 6 oak wood planks, which is awesome. Instead of the regular conversion of that to 4 planks, you'll get 6 planks, which is good. Now sawdust has a couple of uses. You can see that we've got some sawdust here. We've got 2 different types. The thermal expansion sawdust and the other ones generally have the same thing. You can go ahead and use sawdust, you can use slag and ball, and you'll get yourself some florbs, which come in very useful later on, because florbs are extremely useful later on. Now the other thing that you can do with the rotary craft sawdust is fairly handy because you can use it to make yourself oak wood planks. You can also make different types of coloured oak wood planks. You can also make paper, you can make gold dust if you have some midacium, and you can do that and it's all good. So we'll keep building that up because eventually we're going to want florbs, which will come in mega useful. So I'm going to put my wood and my sawdust in here, and that way we can get a decent amount of it. We should have all our seared bricks now as well. Yep, so let's turn this guy back on to output, and we should see it going back in here. Cool beans. So the first thing that we want is to make ourselves a one of these guys, a smeltery controller. Cool. We want to make ourselves some faucets, and we probably want to make 2 of these guys, so we'll grab 2 of those. We want to make ourselves a tank, which I believe is the same as the controller but with a piece of glass in the middle, so let's give that one a try. Yep, there we go. That's a seared tank. And we want to make ourselves maybe some glass, which could come in pretty handy. So I'm going to grab this out of here. And there's 2 different types of glass that you can use with this. So let's have a look at the Tinker's Construct items. There we go. We have the seared glass and the seared window, and it's just a different recipe really. They just look a little bit different. Now the one that I'm probably going to go over is this one because it uses up less of the seared bricks, which I think is always a little bit handy, so we'll make 2 of these as well. Okay, so first things first, smeltery controller will go down in the middle. Then we'll have our seared tank, which will go here, just like that. That's looking pretty good. We'll put a few of these across the top, like that, so we can see inside. Now we just want to make one last thing, or we want to make 2 last things, is some of these smeltery drains, which look just like this. So we'll grab 2 of these, and these will allow us to output our liquid that we've got. And these guys are going to go on top of here, just like that. Oh, this guy wants to be facing me. You're trying to be awkward. There we go. And we'll grab our faucets, so we can output the liquid. Now that is looking cool. Oh yes. And we've still got a load of seared bricks left as well, so we'll just pop another one there. Cool beans. Okay, so let's have a gander at this. Well, we need to first put some lava in there. You can see here that because we have 2 levels, we have 2 sets of 3x3, as it would be with the actual bottom area as well. It does kind of make sense. If you only had 1 level, which you can do, you'd only have the original 3x3, so you'd only have 9 slots, whereas we have 2 levels, so we have ourselves 18 slots, which is good. So we're going to put some lava in this guy. We're going to use the portable tank for this, and I'm thinking we'll just pop it there. And have I got a fluiduct? I have. Bam. Cool. We'll set this to output, and you can see that the lava is going inside here and filling that up, which is good. And that should keep a decent amount in there for some time. These guys kind of hang about for ages. They're good like that. Now, another thing you might have noticed is that we now got Mighty Smelting, which is a book that you get once you've crafted this guy. And Mighty Smelting shows us all the different types of bits and bobs that we have in here. So it first tells you how to make the smeltery. So if you don't know how to do that, this will give you a good run through on the minimum of items that you need to make the smeltery. And then we can carry on going. It'll show the different types of alloys that we can make. We can have bronze, aluminium, brass, we can have manilian, we can have alumite, and we can have pig iron, which is made from iron, blood, and emeralds. There you go. And these are all the different types of liquids that it now adds, which is pretty funky stuff. Goes through how you can make the grout, the seared bricks, all the different types of control blocks, faucets, and such and such. And then it talks about the crafting basins and how you can craft different types of clear glass and brownstone from it. So it's fairly comprehensive in what it does, which is pretty nice. Now there is another book that we will get very soon as well. Bear in mind you still have the materials in you from the first time that we did it, which talks about how to make the basic parts, which we're going to make in a minute. But we have our, this is all set up and good to go now. So now's the part where we need to actually start using it. So we need some wood. So let's go grab some wood from out here. We're going to cut down these guys. I haven't got my, have I got my sickle on me? I haven't. Ah. Okay. Well, we'll cut these for the time being then. Get rid of these, because these guys just kind of sprout out of nowhere. So let's grab all these. Cool beans. And we'll grab some of these. I don't want to cut these down because I haven't got my sickle. I would rather use my sickle so that I can get the, so I can grab the saplings from them so we don't lose it, but that's fine. Nice! Grab these ones as well, and that's going to be more than enough. Sweet! Now, we want to keep a couple of the actual wooden pieces themselves, the logs. We want to keep a few of those spare. But the rest we're going to turn into planks. Now remember that we now have our sawmill, so we can get a lot more wood, a lot more bang for our buck, if you would. So we'll take half of these, I think, and throw them in there, and that's going to go do that. And this guy runs really quick as well when it's got lots of power, which is nice. You can see on here that it only requires 20 RF, because it's a fairly basic machine for what it does. And we're starting to get a load of wood, and it is starting to get dark, I believe. Yeah. Wow, that was a quick day. Can we already get in our bed? We can't. No. We'll let this guy do his thing. Are we finished in here? We have. Wow, look at all the orders that we've got. This is awesome stuff. Cool. Alright, now it should let me get in bed. So we should have enough wood, once we've done this, to start making our Tinker's Construct gizmos. Now, let's go and grab all of that from inside here. There we go. Our planks. We have our oak wood. And we should be able to go ahead and do this. So the first thing that I want to make is some sticks, because we're going to need some sticks. We'll make a load of these guys, we'll make a few more maybe. There we are. And we're going to make ourselves a couple of things first. So we'll do this, we'll grab you, and we're going to grab ourselves some blank patterns. Or yes, we'll make 8 of these guys, because we're going to need fairly few of these for making the different types of shapes that we need. Now the ones that we want are going to be in different sets, so there's quite a lot to go through. But if we go into our Tinker's Construct area here, we'll be able to see them. And all of these are written inside your materials and you. If I just show you here, we can go through this and it will show you all the different things. So there's the blank patterns that we just made. Next, we want to make a stencil table, a part crafter, a pattern chest, and a tool station. The tool forge is something you'll use later on. We won't be making that today because we don't have enough iron to really be, I don't know, condoning that. But maybe we'll make it at another point. So first things first, we'll use our patterns, we'll put a oak wood log, and we'll grab our part builder. The same again, we'll grab us our stencil table, just like that. Let's go down here and they should show the rest of them for us, right at the bottom generally. Oh, no, maybe a little bit further up. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? There is the crafting station. Ah, okay, they've changed it around a little bit. Huh, nice, I like how they've added it in now. So, we want the, we've made the stencil, we've made the part builder, we want the tool station, which needs a crafting table, so let's craft one of these guys. There we go, looking good. And the last one I can only guess is a chest, and a blank pattern will give us the pattern chest. Cool beans. Now let's find a place to put these guys. I'm thinking we're probably going to put them over here. Why not? Actually, I want to move my chest over there at some point. We're very quickly running out of room here. We really need to make a base, possibly. That could always come in handy. I'm going to move these, and we'll put them here for the time being, because I kind of want it close to my actual Tinker's Construct area. We'll pop these in here for the time being. There we go, because we don't really use them too much. So, the first thing that we're going to use is we're going to make a stencil table, because stencils will be used to do this. We're going to put this guy here. Why not? Then, with our stencils, we'd then move to the part builder. But between the part builder and the stencil table, we're going to put the pattern chest. There we go. Put this guy here, part builder. And last, we'll have the tool station right there. Cool beans. Now, you can see that with the part builder and the pattern chest next to each other, it does share the inventory of the pattern chest. You don't have to have them together. You could put this here. But if I was to move this, for instance, just bear in mind that this is going to now not share that inventory, and you'll be able to not see that on there. And when you're going to be making your parts, it's easier to have the patterns right next to you, so you can just select them out of here, which is nice. So, first things first, we want to use the stencil table. The stencil table, when put items in here, will bring up the different types of rod patterns. Every item that you make within Tinker's Construct needs patterns, or it needs casts. If we have a look at the tool station, it's going to represent what items, what you need for certain things. So if we want to make a pickaxe, we're going to need a pickaxe head, we're going to need a tool binding, and we're going to need a handle, or a rod, or whatever you want to call it, one of the two. And those three things are going to be needed to do this. So that's what we want to be making first. So if we make our way over to our stencil table and put this in here, we're going to want to make ourselves a couple of things. So we're going to want a pickaxe head pattern, so we'll take one of those. We're going to want ourselves a tool rod, which will probably come in quite handy. I might make a sword at some point as well, but that will probably hold off. Want a tool binding, and once again, like I said, we'll make ourselves the tool rod. There we go. So this can be used to make ourselves wooden and cobblestone. Anything that's then gone past the stages of wood and cobble, which is generally metals, then you're going to have to use the smeltery to be making that, which means you're going to need casts. Now, with this, though, we can make the basis to creating the casts. So if we put a pickaxe head in here and a piece of cobblestone, we're going to get a stone pickaxe head. Cool beans. Now, we can actually just do this. Like, you could just go and create a pickaxe made out of these, which isn't a problem. Note that we also got a stone shard. That is because the material cost on this is 0.5, whereas each one of these is represented as one piece of material. And then, once again, we want the tool rod, which is, again, a 0.5, so we're going to get ourselves an additional piece like that. And I'm going to put these guys in here because we no longer need them, and that will give us our shards, and we can just throw these guys together like that. Cool. So, we don't want to be making any type of stone stuff because it's weak, and the highest that stone can mine, obviously, is going to be redstone. So, or, no, it will be iron. Things are going wrong. It would be iron. But we want to make stuff much better than that because we're well past the days of that. So it means we're going to need to make ourselves some casts so that we can make ourselves some better weapons. Obviously, putting wooden patterns inside here isn't going to make sense because we're going to be putting molten hot metal in there. It would just implode and the world would end, which isn't going to go well. So to make ourselves these, we're going to need to make ourselves some casts, which is done by making these guys blank casts, and they can be done in multiple ways. You can use molten aluminium, and I believe whether that's been updated or changed now, you used to be able to use gold, but we're going to go with the molten aluminium because that is pretty good, the aluminium brass. Now, if we have a look inside our mighty smelting, bear in mind that we now have materials in U, which we'll go into later because we made these guys. We'll have a look at what we need to be doing this. So, molten aluminium brass is made with 3 aluminium and 1 copper. Cool beans. That sounds easy, right? So let's have a look in here. We're going to want some copper from inside here. There we go. We'll grab... Let's go with, I don't know, we'll make 5. We'll make a load of this stuff. And we want our aluminium. Now, I have got some here, which was made via the what they called, our copper crusher and furnace. But I really don't know if that's actually going to work. But I guess we could give it a try. So we'll grab this. And the last thing that we want is our actual aluminium ore from Tinker's Construct. Now, a good thing with this is you could go making this straight away if you've got a good access to the lava, because what this does is if you throw in the raw ore, it will double the raw ore, Whereas it's the same like having a macerator or using a pulverizer or the crusher. It has the same concept behind it. So you have to bear that in mind whenever you're putting items in here, that it's going to go ahead and do that. So if we have a look in here again, we'll see the aluminium brass needs 3 aluminium and copper of 1. So we're going to throw in, we'll throw in 9 aluminium and 3 copper. Sounds good to me, right? So let's grab our copper from over here, which has disapparated from my inventory. Either that or I can't see it and I'm having a blonde moment. Oh, there it is. So one of these guys for each. There we go. And we need 3 of the other one. Now bear in mind that these will always equate to 2. So making 3 is fairly hard, but we could try. So we could do that, and then we could throw one of these on each, and that should go do it. But then we're always going to have the bottom one. So it means that we're going to have 1 aluminium ore spare, but that's fine because we can go and combat that one fairly easily. So we'll let this guy do his thing, and these should smelt up fairly quickly. If we look inside, we can see that it's all in there doing its thing, and that's going to smelt up and give us the liquid form, which is molten aluminium brass, which is good. We're then going to use that to make our casings for making our stencils. Yeah, there we go. We can already see that that's going in there. We've got molten aluminium. Those guys did work, which is nice. And we just need to wait for this stuff to do its thing. Once the copper pops in there, we should see this start changing around a little bit. There we go. Molten aluminium brass with 1 molten aluminium ingot. Sat there left, just as we predicted. Now, firstly, we want to make ourselves a cast for a stone tool rod. So we'll throw this in here and click that. And that's going to go and do that and give us a cast for that. We can take this back out and bam, we have a tool rod cast. Very nice. I'm going to throw this guy in here and we'll do the same with this because we don't need it. Next up, we have the stone pickaxe head. So we'll do that as well. Make a cast for that. There we go. Looking good. They can go back in here again. And the last one is the binding. Nice. So we'll get this guy, pop it all back in here again, and we are done. If we have a look inside here now, you're going to note that we still have 9 molten aluminium brass and 1 aluminium. Now the cool thing that you can do with this is if you have yourself a casting basin, you can make a full, you can make an actual square block of that as long as you have 9 of those type in there. So we can throw this in here and it's going to fill up, and that should give us a block of aluminium brass, which we can then turn back into the ingots if we want to do that, which is cool. We also have 1 piece of aluminium left, which I'm going to use in a minute. So let's wait for this to do its thing. There we go. We'll throw that in there. It's looking good. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a copper ingot. I'm going to throw that in there. And, oh, it's not going to let us do it, is it? We've got 1 left, and we need to figure out how we're going to use our last piece of molten aluminium. So I might change this into the other type. So let's throw in a, let's do this. So we'll throw that in there. We'll grab another piece of copper from inside here. Throw this guy in here, and that should cook up. And then that's going to go ahead and give us the aluminium brass, so we can then go and make ourselves another cast, but this time we're going to make an ingot cast, so that way we can go ahead and do that, which is good. I'm going to need to grab another ingot from inside here, so we'll just grab any type. We'll just do a copper one, why not? It doesn't really matter which one you put in there. An ingot is a ingot, and we'll wait for this to do its thing. So we've now got all of these. We've got our tool rod cast, we've got our pickaxe head cast, and we've got our tool binding cast. This means that we can now go ahead and use the different types of metals to cast ourselves some funky stuff. And you need that we've got the aluminium brass ingots as well. I'm going to probably leave that in there because the only time we're really ever going to use that is for Tinker's Construct. So let's have a look in here. How are we doing? Molten aluminium, got 3, and one of this should top it off and give us the stuff that we're looking for. Any second now. There we go. 4 aluminium brass. Very nice. So let's change this into this, shall we? Bam. There we go. And this will give us a cast for an ingot. So that means that any additional stuff in there, we can go and pour out and get that stuff going directly into ingot form. So that way we're not wasting anything, because wasting is unforgivable. And it's already nighttime again. Let's have a little sleepies. So the next thing we need to think about doing is getting ourselves some funky gear. Now there is one reason for doing this, and that's so we can get the higher tier stuff from the Nether. So making a really good pickaxe right now, to me, sounds like a complete waste of material. And are we all out? We are all out. Good. So let's throw this in here. There we go. So let's have a look inside our materials in because this is going to guide us through what we need to be able to do this cool stuff. So you can see in here that once we get to the material section, it's going to give us some different types of some different types of aspects for each type of material. So for stone, you can see the durability of stone is 131 with a handle modifier of 0.5 times. Now handle modifiers will change your overall durability cost if you made it out of that. So our handle modifier would obviously come from that. We have the mining speed of 4.0 with a mining level of 1 of iron. Basic attack damage if you used to use it for any type of melee weapon, and material trait gives us stonebound. Stonebound basically, if you're using it as a pickaxe or such, once you start losing a lot of durability, it's going to speed up, which is nice, I guess, if you want to do that. Now we want to make something that's going to allow us to mine the higher tier stuff. So if we keep going along, we see iron, obsidian, redstone, cobalt. So cobalt is one of the higher tier ones that we want to be being able to mine. If we can mine cobalt, we can have a look up here, we'll then get this stuff. So cobalt, and then cobalt again, which is for ardite and cobalt. But to be able to get manilian and such, we need the cobalt and we need the ardite. So we're going to need cobalt. So let's go back and we'll see that alumite is the only thing on here that can mine that, which can mine the cobalt, which is a mining level of 4. So we're going to make ourselves some alumite, which I think is going to sound very, very cool. We're not even going to snazzy up this one because there is no need to snazzy up this one because we're just making it to get those. So alumite is made from aluminium, iron, and obsidian. Hey, why was we making all that stuff to get obsidian? We was making it to get alumite. So we need 5 aluminium, 2 iron, and 2 obsidian. Now, with the obsidian as well, it does actually go and double the obsidian, so just bear that in mind when you put it in there. But we want to go ahead and do this. So let's throw in, and if I got any iron actually on my person, I don't. So let's grab some iron from in here. There we go. That's looking good to me. And what else do we need? We needed some aluminium, iron, and obsidian. Well, that's fine because we can get ourselves aluminium. Oh, yes. So how much do we need? We need 5 aluminium. Bear in mind they're going to do 2 each, so we can only do 6 max. So that'd be 3 pieces of aluminium, 2 iron, and 2 obsidian. The obsidian is going to double, so I should only really need to put 1 in there, and we'll see how many that's going to make. So yeah, 3 aluminium, 2 iron, 1 obsidian. So 3 aluminium, 1 obsidian, and 2 iron. Cool. Now, one thing as well is dependent on the mining level, depends on how long this guy takes to smelt. So the obsidian is going to take some time to smelt. The iron and the aluminium are going to go fairly quickly because aluminium's a fairly soft ore. But once that's done, that's going to then give us the alumite, which will be used to make our pickaxe head. The pickaxe head will then be able to allow us to mine cobalt. The cobalt and the ardite will give us the manilian, and we can then go ahead and make ourselves one of the best type of pickaxes you can get in the game. Now, we talked about earlier, which we skipped, which was the tool forge station, and that guy allows you to make some much better items. If we have a look down here, we should eventually get to the stuff you can do in there. Things like lumber axes and such, you can make some pretty good guys in there. These guys, the excavators, the hammers, the battle axes, all of these are very, very cool, but I really haven't got enough iron to be doing that just yet. So we just want to make a tool that's going to allow us to do loads of mining underground before we think about making the tool forge, because we want to get all that stuff first, don't we, really? So here we go, we're looking good. We've got our 2 bits of iron, we've got our 6 aluminium, and we have our obsidian coming out here. Did I actually get any aluminium? We've got the aluminium brass, but I don't got some regular aluminium. No. I might actually go ahead and use the crusher to get me all the aluminium, so that way when we're doing this, when we weigh up the different amounts that we need, it kind of makes sense. But you can see here that we now have molten alumite, and we have 3 bits of alumite, which is some funky stuff. So we want to make ourselves a pickaxe head, which we're going to do here. You can see it has a material cost of 1, so that will bring us down to 2 alumite once we do that. And we'll do this guy and grab ourselves an alumite pickaxe head. So now we can go and mine cobalt. Good dams. The rest of the stuff we're going to turn into ingots because we have no need to be turning that into anything else just yet. And with the ingots we can put that directly back inside here, so we can go and smelt it back up if we decide that we want to use alumite for anything else. But I don't think we're really going to, because with this we've now moved past the stage of that. So let's grab these guys. There we are. It's our aluminium coming out, which is good. And are we done? I think we're done. Oh yes. Cool beans. Cool. You can go in there. So now we just need to put all this together. So we have ourselves a stone tool rod, we have a stone tool binding, and we're literally going to make ourselves a rubbish pickaxe out of this, but with only one reason in mind. So we'll grab you, and that'll give us an alumite pickaxe. You can see the mining speed is 8, the mining level is cobalt, which is the reason we're making this. Modifiers remaining of 3, we'll get into that later because there's no need to even talk about modifiers yet, with a durability of 275, which is rubbish. But it will serve its purpose, and one purpose only is to get us cobalt and the ardite. Now the next thing really is to get ourselves a nether portal so we can go there and do that, but I think we'll do that in the next episode because we've done a fairly decent amount today. We've got some of the thermal expansion stuff done, we've got ourselves a fairly, it's not even a bad pickaxe to be honest, it's a fairly decent pickaxe, it's just it could be a ton better, but we'll get to that in the next episode once we get ourselves the cobalt and the alumite and all that good stuff. And then we can start making ourselves some really funky tools which are going to help us to get all of the ore that we need to be progressing through the next stages of our advancement. Now, if you guys think that making the factory with all of this stuff is a really good idea, then let me know in the comment section, because that would be kind of a basis for the series if we did that, to make a giant factory overhead with the base underground. I want to go for like some sort of, I don't know, I kind of want a big bubble underwater. Like, I think that can look so cool with all the stuff in it. And then have the big area above it, like, feeding all the stuff down into all of the ores and everything. And it would look amazing. Let's go quickly check over here to see how our stuff's doing. I think I can see some coal that's grown. Yeah, there we go. Look, we got a thing. We got a magical crop with a little doodah on top. And it was the one that didn't have the water next to it growing as well. So that shows that water makes absolutely no difference in growth speed. So, let's harvest this. There we go. We got our magical coal seeds, and we got some Christmas essence. I don't think it was meant to give us that. Let's have a look. Which makes Christmas presents. Well, there you are. You've seen it, guys. We're using coal seeds to get Christmas essence. Oh, there we go. There's the other one. Oh, I thought it'd right done a bad then. No, we got some coal essence. Cool beans. Unfortunately, we didn't get the actual stuff we were properly looking for. I actually wanted more seeds, but hey ho, that's fine, guys. We got some magical Christmas essence, which can be used to make ourselves some Christmas presents later down the line. We also got our coal essence. Now, this is the thing that we actually want, because if we go and do that, we can get ourselves some coal. We get 12 coal for these guys, which is pretty good. We can also use the coal essence to make ourselves some essence bricks. Now, the essence bricks are really, really cool. Like, they look awesome, especially when you get to using the gold and the diamonds and stuff. And don't worry, you don't have to use like 12 diamonds for it. It's just 1 diamond and you get tons for it. It's good. It's fine. It works really well. Just the essence, load of bricks, and you get the diamond blocks. It looks awesome stuff. So that is going to be that for this episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I am going to throw all my stuff away and get harvesting because I'm starting to get a little bit peckish. And I'll see you guys soon for another episode. Don't forget to give the episodes a like if you're enjoying them. And we will crack on. Like I said as well, make sure you let me know about the idea between making the factory, because if I was to go through with that, it will be a storyline for basically the whole season, really. So, I don't know. We'll have a look at that, see how it goes. But that is it. Alright guys, have a great day, have a good one, and goodbye.